From the entertainment capital of the world, it's Brighton Your Night with Barbara Brighton. Tonight's guest is Shecky Green. Here's Barbara.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Brighton Your Night. We're coming to you today from the beautiful Blue Dragon Studios right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm so thrilled, I'm probably not even get a word in edgewise today, to introduce to you my very wonderful friend, Shecky Green. If you don't remember him, we're going to bring you back to his career. And he's just a barrel of laughs.
Oh, my God.
There's so much to say.
A barrel.
Shecky, everybody, Shecky Green.
That's the barrel that just have herring in it. You remember that story?
No, tell me the
Lady
story.
came in, she says to the guy, "Mister, I want to buy a herring, or I want with a fat back." The guy reached in. He says, "Here's how beautiful." She says, "I don't want that herring. It doesn't have a fat back." He says, "All right, I'll get another." He pulled out the herring. He says, "It's got a..." She says, "No, I don't like that." Pulled out another. He says, "This 50 cents a pound." She says, "A guy across the street, he only charges 25 cents a pound." He's "All right, then go over to him." And he wiped off all of it. Okay.
And that's Shecky Green.
No, that's not Shecky Green. Somebody else's joke. Every time I tell a joke, I'll tell you whose joke it belongs to.
Well, that's pretty honest. Most comedians don't do that.
Yeah, the only thing I got left is hello and goodbye.
You know, Shecky, for my audience that doesn't know, you were born in Chicago, and you started your career in Chicago, and you wanted to be a gym teacher. Can you imagine Shecky Green being a gym teacher? What happened to that career?
Well, Barbara, you know, I had to have something because I got out of the service. I was in the Navy for over 2 years. And Jonathan Winters, by the way, was aboard ship with me. He was a Marine and I was in the Navy. And later on, we were both signed by NBC, but that's many other stories.
Okay.
And when you do another show, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
So, but anyway, I was going with this girl, Shirley Seligson, who, by the way, I just talked to an hour ago. She's going to be 93, October 12th, and I just was 90, and we still
Well,
have...
let's tell the audience, Shecky's 93.
Yes. 93, take a look at me. I even use that stuff for the eyes. You know what they show you on television?
Yeah, Plexiderm.
I gave it to my father. I couldn't believe it. My father got his eyes. You can't see it anymore.
Did you buy it? Plexiderm.
Yeah, I bought it.
Did it work?
Oh, sure.
I'm going to get
No,
it.
this is the first time I used it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Could you see anything?
It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Your skin's beautiful.
But I used it, and I got it all over my finger. You get it on your finger.
Yeah.
And
I wish you would have brought it with you.
Why, you want some?
I do.
Oh.
I want some Plexiderm. We're not sponsored
Folks,
by Plexiderm, but maybe we will be.
I'm saying I'm going to get a Plexiderm. It's a little expensive.
No. I'd love to try it.
You're going to try
Really,
it.
of course.
Okay.
Okay. So tell
wait
me
a
about
minute.
being a gym teacher.
Wait a minute. Let's try it now. Wait.
You don't have it. You know, you crazy person. You know, you
So wait, let me tell you about Shirley.
Okay, Shirley.
You want to know about the gym teacher?
Yeah.
So anyway, I was going to go to college. Everybody that I went to school with all went to college, either Madison or Illinois. So we were going together like not quite engaged, but I had to do something. So I said I was going to be a gym teacher because I was athletic.
Okay.
Because I even wore shoes that said I was athletic. They were athletic shoes. So now...
That's a thing, or a drum like so.
I went with Shirley, and it was either that I was going to go to school or give up Shirley. So I gave up Shirley at that time.
You gave up Shirley?
I gave up Shirley, and I started to go to school, and then something happened that I got in show business.
Well, what happened? Because you've had one fabulous, fabulous career. You started at the Preview Lounge in New Orleans. Do you remember that club?
Actually, I didn't start there. I started the place that I started was with Sammy Shore at Pewaukee Lake, Wisconsin.
Really?
It was right outside of Milwaukee.
What do you mean with Sammy? You together?
Well, we were social directors.
Oh, really?
And then we did a show, you know, and then from that on, I was signed by a guy. It was a strip joint, but the girls didn't strip. They worked there for 20 years, and all they ever did was, that was it.
That was it?
Because the Greek that owned it, wonderful man, Tom Terrace, wouldn't let them strip. He said, "Listen, I don't want no stripping in this place. In Greece, either the girl's natural, you know what I mean? And that's the Greek, the way they talk. So now
Sounded Jewish, but okay, good.
Was there a little Jewish in there? I'll put a little Jewish. Could be.
Sheckler.
Anyway,
That wasn't your
I
real
started
name.
in that.
But what was your real name, Shecky?
No, I got to finish the story.
Oh, okay, all right. Go ahead, hit it.
So from that thing, I quit and started to go back to show business.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Shore was working a place called the Preview Lounge in New Orleans. Sammy was very well liked there and everything, but finally it was his time to end. The guy called up, and same agent sent me down there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took over. I was at Sammy. Al Hurt was my orchestra leader.
Nice.
Pete Fountain was in my band.
Oh, nice.
And so I ended up getting 15% of the club, the Preview Lounge. And I stayed there a long time.
You mean you became an owner?
I became an owner.
Not just an act.
No.
Is that where you started to sing too?
No, I
Because
sang
Shecky's a great singer.
when I was a little kid. I sang. There was a kid called Bobby Breen in the movies.
I know Bobby. He was my agent.
Bobby. Oh
in
yeah,
Florida,
and
Audrey.
his wife. Yeah, and
They
Audrey.
both passed away. Did you know that?
Who did?
Bobby and Audrey.
They passed away together.
Yeah. Well,
They must have
one
saved
right
money
after
on
the other.
on the coffin. They saved money. They were very cheap.
In Florida.
No, you get in first.
They
No,
were,
you get
they were
in
my agents in Florida. Little Bobby Breen, right?
Little Bobby Breen. Well, he used to sing, "There's a rainbow on the river, the skies are shining." Remember that song?
No.
That was a big hit
Okay.
from a musical that he was in.
Okay.
He came off the Eddie Cantor show with Diana Durbin. The people are not know the thing that I'm talking about.
Right, right.
There was, when Eddie Cantor had the show, he had Diana Durbin, who became a big star
Right.
and saved Universal Pictures. And I'm talking fast because you only got an hour. And Bobby Breen sang that song
Okay. All right.
with a man called Henry Armetta, who was a little Italian man that used to walk on the side.
Okay. That's why I love Shecky Green. All you have to do is say hello, and you have a whole hour filled. But let's talk about your career,
Okay,
because
my
you
career.
did such great
Oh, my
things.
God.
Well, let's talk about the Ed Sullivan Show, because you didn't like being on Ed Sullivan.
I didn't like any television.
Well, but you said something about Ed. They didn't like you on or off or something like that.
No,
What?
that wasn't it. I had many things happen with Sullivan.
You didn't like being on it.
No, it was. I had a big contract with Sullivan at that time for 10 shows. But
You had to be really big to be on Ed Sullivan. But people, you might not know it, but Ed Sullivan in our day was the premier show to be on Sundays at 8 o'clock. And Shecky.
and if you ever saw Ed Sullivan, you'd wonder why. Tonight on our show,
He couldn't
we have
remember a name.
Chicky,
right?
Chucky. What is that fat kid's name?
He got all the names backwards, right?
Right here we have an elephant. Clean that up. No, I didn't pay for that.
Was he nice to the performers?
No, later on, Ed Sullivan and I were in love. I mean, I was with him when he almost died. Well, he did.
Yeah.
He was here in Las Vegas. And a man, Mo Lewis, who ran the Sands Hotel, and he was at Mo's house. But it's so many stories with
Yeah.
Ed Sullivan.
Right. Well, pick one.
I was going to be on the Sullivan Show, and Sullivan says to me, Shecky, I really want you to. Oh no, the story, I got so many mixed up. I was working with the Basin Street East.
I remember that club
Yes.
in New York.
And with the black guy that sang My Yiddish Mama. You remember him?
A black
with
guy?
the gray hair. Who? Billy Daniels. Oh, okay. Billy Daniels and I, we were there for 3 weeks, and we were constantly fighting. He had a big band, I had 3 pieces, and.
Well, you were a comedian.
But he was singing My Yiddish Mama, and I had the Jewish mother,
Right. That's funny.
So I hired a black lady to come in, and, we were
What?
very close. Anyway, I was ready to leave. So they came to me, and they said, we got 3 more days. I said, no, I'm finished. My contract is finished. They said, no, 3 more days. I said, no, I got my airplane ticket. So they said, here's $1,500, go to the track. Well, when somebody says go to the track, you
Right.
know.
Well, that's your passion, though.
It
We
could have
had to
been-
mention the horse racing.
Yeah, it could have
and-
been $4
And
and
you,
I would have
and you
gone.
have a horse named after you called Shecky, right?
Yeah, famous horse. He
Have
was
you
the-
lost a lot of money on
No,
horse racing?
No, he ran against Secretariat in the Derby.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
He had the lead for a mile.
Oh,
And then he saw the rest of the race. My horse went, and like a Jewish horse says, "Listen, I want to tell you something. I'm tired." So now I said, "I'll take the money and I'll stay." So I canceled out my airplane flight with Flight 1, American Airlines, which crashed.
oh.
So now I tell this story to Ed Sullivan. Shecky, I want to tell that story. And we were at Mo Lewis's house. He's get me some paper, and I got him paper napkins, cocktail napkins. And he writes the story, Shecky was on a plane. And then he put the napkin over here, and then he says, and with Flight 1, then he put the napkin, and it got to be like this, because it spreads out the ink on the cocktail napkin.
Oh, my God.
Finally, when he put it in the paper, he lost the last cocktail napkin. He didn't have the punchline.
That's funny. That's Ed Sullivan. You know, you're somebody, I would have given anything to be on Ed Sullivan, but my career didn't start till after. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. More with Shecky Green. Who's
But
your
gee-
favorite wife?
Who's my favorite one? Well, that's like picking my favorite child. Well, that would be Ivanka. So that's actually
But you
quite
have
easy.
two others, three others.
I have-
No, you got four. You got Marla.
We got Marla.
Marla's kids.
Marla's kid, which is
Right.
Tiffany.
Right.
We've got Don Jr.,
Right, and
who
Eric.
the Intelligence Committee
Yeah.
wants to question,
Interview.
wants to interview,
Yeah,
and the
right.
joke's on them. He
Right.
has no intelligence.
Right,
Zero.
that's right.
Zero.
He follows
None
his
whatsoever.
father.
I'm
He
his,
has-
yes, I'm his dad. He has no intelligence whatsoever. Then there's Eric, who's my second son,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we have, you know, like I said, Tiffany, and now there's Baron.
It's a wonderful guest. But that's it. Goodbye. Hi, everybody. We're back.
Hi,
And
everybody.
I can't stop. Just a minute, Shecky. I can't.
I forgot to say
I just don't have 4 hours to do this show because I love this man. We're back with Shecky Green, and he's talking about some great stories in his life. And what I'm interested in is the feud that you had with Frank Sinatra, because you opened for Frank so many times, right? And then,
No, not so many
well,
times.
what happened with Frank?
Could I take this jacket off?
Okay.
Because I'll tell you, the jacket is a 38 and my body's a 48.
Are you comfortable?
No.
Hi, everybody. We're back, and I'm so excited. I'm hearing about all these backstage stories with the fabulous Shecky Green. Are you comfortable now?
Oh, yes, I'm very comfortable.
You make a living?
As I tell you, she wants to get that joke in. But I got to tell you
Okay.
that I gained so much weight.
Yeah.
I mean, since I stopped working, I just can't believe it. And the doctor
You
told
never stopped working, Shecky Green.
Oh,
You're working now.
I love to work at Smith's. I go when I'm checking out, I sing songs to
The
them.
supermarket?
How much is the milk and the butter too? I'm going to buy everything from cute little, okay.
You don't mean Smith Center. You talk about the
Smith's so
supermarket.
grocery store. And I'm trying to get a new credit card. They haven't sent it to me.
Really?
They won't take regular credit cards anymore.
Oh, that's
Smith's.
right. That's right. I heard about that. But before we left for the break, I was interested in your feud with Frank Sinatra.
I don't know why people think it was a feud.
Well, he like threw you down and knocked
Because-
you out, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
His goons did.
No, let me
Right?
tell you, Frank and I had a love-hate relationship.
Tell me the story.
A little bit more hate, maybe 60% hate and 40%.
Tell me why.
You just, if you work with Frank, you've got to be in that condition. You've got to be in that situation that it's got to be love-hate relationship.
What do you mean?
Well, because you never know what he's going to do. He was a very strange man. His mother and I were very close. We'd go to the track together. She'd say to me, "What did that Italian Malauto Fajan do to you today?" You know.
Oh.
But he and I had.
She was the secret of his success.
Let me tell you
wasn't
the
she?
greatest story in the world about my career
Okay.
and Frank Sinatra. I want to get this over with once.
What?
We were doing a movie called Tony Rome.
Right.
We went out to a place, a bar, and Frank had a little fight at the bar, and he and an Italian guy, Terry, who was one of the boys that ran the place, got into a thing, and Terry went to hit him, and I stopped from hitting Sinatra. My hand blew up. That's how hard he hit. We get it in the car. Sinatra starts walking down Collins Avenue. If you know Florida,
We're in
there's a
Miami
long
now.
street.
Right.
This is from 79th Street to 49th, where the hotel is. He's walking, and I said, put a number on his back so people will think it's a marathon, because we were in the back of the car.
That's funny.
Now we go up to the room, and Dick, one of the actors. Oh, he was in a million pictures. Anyway, we're sitting, and Sinatra's calling everybody, canceling everything. He's canceling this, he's canceling the movie, he's canceling this.
Why?
Now it's a Friday night. I want people to hear this. This is just one story that may be in a book that I'm not writing, but somebody else will write.
Okay.
But I have many of these stories. Anyway, so he cancels out everything and so on. And I said, what are you doing? And he was livid. I mean, he called up me, he hated her, and he called just everybody. He called all the owners of the hotels up and down the street, couldn't get anybody, you know. Finally, he says to me, we're canceling the movie. They called up Rosenberg, who was the producer. They told him Rosenberg just knew Sinatra, took another pill and went to bed, you know. But we all had pills. When
From
you go
working
with
Frank
Sinatra,
Sinatra?
they give you pills, and then when that happens, you take a pill.
You serious?
Yeah, and then you get, when you take this pill, you hear Bing Crosby records. So now,
Some icon.
we're not going to do the picture. He says, and we're not working tomorrow. I says, I'm working.
Was it Raquel Welch and Tony Rome?
No, Raquel Welch, no, Jill St. John.
Okay. Because I was in Florida at the time.
Jill St. John and what's her name? Gina, what's her?
Lola Brigida?
No. Gina, John Cassavetes' wife.
Oh, okay.
So now I
forgot.
says, I'm going to go to work. He says, you would go on like this. When he got in this condition, he has two teeth that are made, I think, that clench. So you know he's mad. He says, you would go on? I says, yeah, I'll go on. What? I says, you're not paying me. You were supposed to pay me my salary that I get from Vegas, but you didn't do that. You gave me a check for $4,000, which my piano player makes, okay? Now comes Saturday night, boom, boom, the place is jammed. He's not going to go on. I get dressed, I go on, I do my hour, I do an hour and a half, I do almost 2 hours, and he's not going to come. So now I begin to tell the audience that Frank Sinatra is sick. Now I look over, and there's Frank Sinatra off stage, holding his microphone. He wants to hit me with the microphone. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, I was playing with, I says, who's greater than blah, blah, blah. Okay, now there's a blackout. He comes out and he sings, the summer wind, la da 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 dee dee dee. But now he hits me in the arm.
Did you end your show already by this time?
I ended, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I saw him off stage, so I knew. So now he hits me in the arm. So I'm not exactly a, you know. And I weighed, at that time, I think, 225 pounds.
Yeah.
I give him a whack in his arm. It swelled up, and they had pericomo in there.
You mean you walked on stage like that?
Yeah, but we're in the dark.
Oh, okay.
He's singing in the dark coming
Off
on.
stage you whacked him.
Yeah.
Oh.
He whacked me, and I whacked him.
Oh, how exciting.
He finishes the greatest show that I've seen him do in the time I was with him. He says, well, you and I are going out. Nobody's going with us, just you and I.
Oh, my God.
So
We
he
scared?
says to me, and I swear to you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a true story. He said, why don't more people do that to me? I said, do what? He says, make me do these things. Ava did it, my mother did it, and you're the third one that's ever done that to me.
Smacked him.
No, honey.
What?
Made him go out and do the show.
Oh.
The smack is over with.
What do you mean made him go out and do the show? He's
You don't
supposed to
understand.
do the show.
He wasn't going to do the show. Did you?
Yeah,
you
I did.
Do you do the
No,
show
I
over
heard
again?
You, but he was backstage.
If you do the show
You're
over
ready,
again, I'll be
ready
back.
to go on. Well,
Did you guys get the point that he wasn't going to go on?
But he was backstage.
Well, you
waiting
don't want
go
to
on.
say anything against her? Okay. He wasn't, he told me even the night before, he was not going to go on.
What a kvitch.
What?
What a kvitch he was.
Kvetch?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he'd call it. I don't think he'd understand what a kvetch is. He was a malandrin,
Well, that's what I
a
mean.
scustamad,
Right, which
a
is
calvon,
a drama
a
queen,
cornudo,
a drama king.
e me la guta vecengare,
Right.
e tu puppa maledete vecengaiore.
What would motivate him not to go on?
Wait a minute, I just spoke Italian. Weren't you impressed?
Well, I know because I don't understand Italian.
Oh, did you understand the Yiddish?
Of course.
Okay.
What did you say?
Let me
And
tell you.
that's why I have
let me
Shecky
tell
Green
you,
on here.
if people only know how this town was built, we had an
We
owner.
only have 7 days to do this.
We had
Shecky.
an owner at the Riviera. One of the editors was
Not
the most
Rickless?
hated.
Not Rickless?
Huh?
Rick Rickless.
No,
Oh.
Rickless. I didn't work for Rickless.
Oh, but he owned the Riviera.
Rickless came with.
Oh.
This is Eddie Torres.
Okay.
Eddie Torres, listen to what I
Backstage
tell
stories.
you, was the most hated human being, more than Hitler. Can I tell? Hitler hated one person in his life.
Is that
he
possible?
hated Eddie Torres.
Is that possible?
Did you like that?
Who could hate more than Hitler? I hate for this to end. Are we not going to end? We're going to keep going.
Every
right?
time you'd go to see Eddie Torres was "Schlein du Raufstutz, Leben der Rauf" with Frank Sinatra. Listen, my career has become not Shecky Green.
Let's
it's
sing a
become,
song.
It's
Sing a
become.
song.
You worked with Frank Sinatra.
No.
What a great. I work with some of
It's
the
in
greatest.
the bullet points.
What?
You have a lot of bullet points. And you're very famous for having the goons knock you out.
Well, let me tell you.
Frank Sinatra's goons.
Yeah. Frank Sinatra
Right?
had 5 guys. He didn't do it.
No.
Frank Sinatra had
It's
5
goons.
guys wait for me in the lobby.
Right.
And we had a little dispute.
Finally.
I was pretty good myself. And Frank Sinatra saved my life.
He did.
Yeah, while they were beating me up, he said, "That's enough."
And that's why I wanted you to hear the story about Frank Sinatra.
But I got to tell you something. There's so many stories in our business like this, you know. But Sinatra, working with Sinatra was an experience.
I love you, Shecky Green. Can you sing a little Jewish song with me or for me?
Once I had a candy store business, it was bad. I asked my mother what to do, and this is what she said. Get a can of kerosene and put it by the door. Get a match, give a scratch, no more candy store. Did you like it? My fight routine, I did, I knock guys out in every bout before round number 3. But I can't get a knockout to go around with me. I'm a mess without a misser. Got the kisser kiss, no one kisses, because tomatoes don't like cauliflower ears. When in the ring, I clearly hear the women scream and howl. But when I brings a wedding ring, they all throws in the towel. When I corners a girl for slugging, she comes out of for hugging, she comes out of the corner slugging, 'cause tomatoes don't like cauliflower ears. I write those little ditties. Do you think they're kind of pretty? Tomatoes don't like tomatoes? Okay. I am really
love
wound
this
up with,
man,
I think I took
Shecky.
one of those pills.
Shecky, you want to know something? You may be 93 in age, but you are so young in your spirit, and everybody can be touched by your talent. I'm just overwhelmed that you would come to visit us on
Could
Brighton.
I tell you
Unite.
one thing
Sure,
before
of course.
to sort of cover up the Sinatra thing?
Sure.
I put Pavarotti on television first.
You did?
I was hosting the Carson show, and Bill Walker, who was one of my dear friends, baritone from Metropolitan, introduced me to Pavarotti, who just came from, and I put him on the first one that there was first show he was ever on.
Wow.
And he came out with a handkerchief, and I thought he was going to do Louis Armstrong.
Are you serious?
Viva la mare via, immanare via, oh Maria, my Maria. Okay,
Shecky.
see?
And whenever I saw you work your act, you always sang in your in your comedy act.
And nobody ever knew it.
Yes.
A lot of people never knew I sang.
Really?
Yeah.
Whenever I saw you work, you did.
Yeah?
Oh, absolutely. Because that's a big part of who you are.
What, was I good?
You're always good, Shecky.
Thanks a lot.
Such a loving, wonderful human being. Is he not the best? Well, I hope you've watched it, and thanks for watching it and laughing and scratching and whatever else Shecky brings out in you. And I want to thank you for being my guest,
I
Shecky.
thank you very much for having me. I really
Please,
mean
I
it.
love you.
Just to get out of my house.
I love
If
you.
I eat pasta one more time,
Because you're married to
I'm married to an
Maria,
Italian
right?
girl.
Italian
My
lady.
God.
Yeah. She's your 14th
she makes
wife
it thick,
or what?
she makes it thin,
Which
she
wife
makes
is
it.
she?
Yeah, oh my God.
She's got so many wives. Anyway, she doesn't let Shecky out of the house. I'm so touched that he's here. And want to thank you again for watching. And just ask you if there's anything you like in life to support, whether it's a charity or not, please pay it forward. And pay it with laughter. Be loving, kind, and appreciative. And stay tuned for next week's show. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Hi, this is Barbara, and I'm here with the Brighton Report. Who cares about the Mueller Report? I never heard of the Mueller Report.
I like
President
that. I like
Trump.
that. You
What,
never
the
heard of
Brighton
it.
Report?
You
What's
never
the
heard of
Mueller-
it.
What?
You never heard of the Mueller Report.
No.
I like
What
it.
is it?
Perfect.
What
It's
is it?
nothing.
What
It's
is it?
fake news.
It's fake news.
news.
What
See,
is
I love
fake
this
news?
show.
Tell
Fake
me.
news. Listen, no, it's fake news.
What?
The Mueller Report.
What?
It's just 400 pages of lies, except the part where it says I'm totally
Oh,
exonerated.
you're perfect. You're perfect, right?
I'm perfect. Totally
Perfect in every way.
exonerated. No
Really?
collusion.
Really?
No collusion.
Obstruction.
Even Kim Jong-un wrote me an incredible letter. Kim Jong-un with that bad haircut.
He's from
and those
Korea,
boxy
right?
suits.
Is that where he's from?
He's the guy. He's Rocket Man.
Okay, Rocket Man.
But we're gonna have a great deal. We're gonna get rid of the nukes, and we're gonna have a wonderful
What about
time.
the tariffs? This is ridiculous. I have donuts here that cost me $49 for a donut.